Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of December 10th. Before we get started, let's go ahead and thank the Patreon supporters. We have Mario Casillas, Rhett Pally Rocks, Nick Rada, and Peter Burnham. Thank you guys so much for the support as always. And now let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in the game this week. Not a ton of stuff in game, but there are some interesting things to talk about coming up, and some things that I tried or whatever, and have to report on as well. This week we do have time walking, of course, because we're still in the anniversary event. This is a very long anniversary event. We also have the dungeon event. Last week we had the delve event, which I recommended people doing. Now we have the dungeon event. Again, this one actually is worth doing, especially on alts and stuff like that. The PvP brawl this week is Cooking Impossible. Nothing huge to write home about there. And of course, there are a ton of other in-game things going on. Next week, that's going to change. Next week, we have a patch. Next week, we have Feast of Wintervale, which supposedly has gotten overhauled at least a little bit. So if it's a decent amount, I'll do a video on that and talk about it. But we have some decent stuff coming out next week. But this week, it's a little bit short, as a little bit quiet, which is kind of fitting. A lot of WoW players playing Path of Exile 2. Some WoW players are playing Classic WoW. People are doing stuff for the holidays. It's a little bit of a slow time. Makes sense there. And but however, on my end, I'm still, a little bit dedicated to World of Warcraft because of this channel, because of my own likes and stuff. So I did finally hop on the PTR, and I wanted to test out the new ring that we are getting in the patch. However, based on what I could find, at least, there's a vendor with the ring, so you don't have to go through the whole quest line. There's a vendor with all the gems there for you, and and if somebody else has been on the PTR, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a item that upgrades your ring item level, which I assume will upgrade the powers of your gems. That's like how I think it was supposed to work, I'm not exactly sure, but it basically didn't do anything when I was using this item. And maybe I was just doing something wrong. So I wasn't actually able to test it because the ring only starts at like 619 item level. So it starts at a very low item level. And at that item level, like even with the effects from the gems, it's probably it's probably still an upgrade, of course, over a regular ring, but probably not that much more over like a mythic ring. If you have a mythic ring at only 619 eye level. So I wasn't actually able to test it to my knowledge. I might hop on there again. Maybe it was just bugged. Maybe I wasn't doing something right, and I can just try again. But yeah, unfortunately, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this time to go on and finally get on the PTR, see if I can test anything out. We have a week before the patch. Figure some stuff out ahead of time. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. Which also means, if that's true, so if you just can't test it on the PTR, like maybe you can test it if you unlock the ring the natural way. Maybe I was just doing something wrong. But if you can't upgrade the eye level, you're not really going to have any good insights on what gems are the best before the patch hits. You're going to have to get the patch, upgrade the ring, and see what gems are the best, which scale the best with eye level, etc. If that's the case. I don't know that for sure. I'm not a PTR specialist. If you watch the channel, I don't sit on the PTR all the time or anything like that, but I do occasionally get on, especially for Rep Paladin stuff, and I wasn't able to, at the very least I wasn't able to figure it out, which could say more about me than the system, I guess. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll probably try to get back on, maybe even after I make this video I'll try to get back on and see if maybe I was doing something wrong. Other than that, we have probably coming today, I imagine, is a hotfix to the Felcycle secret. So that's what I've been doing a lot of my content on recently, is the Felcycle secret. We are on Orb 9, Step 9 inside the secret dungeon. If you want to check that out, I have all the guides, rave reviews for the people who have watched those videos. Everyone says that I explained it very well, so I'm glad to hear that. Very positive comments on those videos. And we are going to be getting like a hotfix by the developer who created it, the secret, and supposed to make Orb 9 slightly more, not easier, but like more in-game feedback for when you're trying things, essentially, to be like, okay, there's some feedback on this, whereas right now it's kind of directionless, if I'm being completely honest. So I would honestly, depending on how heavy-handed he is with this hotfix, like this could be like step 9 could be solved today, right? Orb 9 could be solved today. I might be putting out a video for Orb 9, today or tonight or whatever, depending on how heavy-handed this hotfix is going to be. So I am looking forward to that and progressing the step because, like I said, it feels a little bit directionless right now. A lot of like just not crazy people, but crazy theories. Maybe the people are crazy too, but crazy theories coming out because people are hard stuck right now on step 9 of that secret. Other than that, I should personally be killing a Mythic Silken Court this week. We probably could have killed it on Thursday with some really good pulls. In fact, there was at least one pull where we could have killed it. We had an unfortunate event that killed like 6 or 8 people at the same time. If that didn't happen, we could have killed it that pull probably. But hopefully get Mythic Silken Court down and move on to, of course, Mythic Queen Ansarac. Get some really good progression before Christmas. If they do a heavy-handed nerf, who knows? Maybe even kill it before Christmas. But should at least get a good chance to see it and learn at least all of Phase 1. Maybe further than that, we'll see. But definitely looking forward to that. I know Queen Ansarac is much easier already based on the nerfs that have happened to Queen Ansarac. So, I'm not expecting it to be overly difficult once we get this Silken Court down. So I'm definitely pumped about that for me personally this week. And, mostly I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to getting back into some more Ret Paladin content. I did put out a Ret Paladin gameplay video. It's one thing. It's kind of like inside baseball, but so when I switch to do like secret finding stuff, or I do a guide about something or sometimes I'll do achievement guides because I'm doing a bunch of achievements in the game, and I'm like, well, I'll just make a guide on how to do this. YouTube like puts you into like a different algorithm or whatever. So then when I go back to doing Ret stuff, like a lot of the people who like the Ret stuff won't pop up for them right away because they're like, oh, this guy is doing secret finding stuff. But anyways, if you are Ret Paladin, you want to go watch the Ret Paladin gameplay video, I did put that up. I'll try to do those more often. I don't know why I don't. Right now it's just because I'm not playing a ton, I'm not doing a ton of keys and stuff like that. But early on in seasons, I don't know why I don't, honestly, but it's something I will try to do more for sure, for all the Ret Pallies out there. And yeah, so again, just a bit slow this week, but next week, a lot to look forward to. A patch, a Christmas thing if you're into the holidays at all. I like the holidays in the game. You'll see me talking about them on the videos all the time. So I do like them, but I will definitely be checking out whatever the updates are and see if it's cool. I'm also just a big fan of Christmas in real life, so there's that as well. So we'll call it again here on this one without too much to talk about. And yeah, as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.